On TYT Sports, we
Release the Kraken!
You're going to want to check that out.
U.S. researchers have found this massive pay gap between male and female doctors. Okay, and just to give you guys an idea of how big this pay gap is, back in 1999, the difference in pay was about $3,600. The gap now is $16,819. So that gap is actually increasing as the years go on. And initially, people thought that the reason for this was because women would usually get into pediatrics, they would become primary care physicians, and since they weren't really specialty doctors, they would get paid less than male doctors. But that's not the case. Women are actually putting in more work, more hours. They're getting specialty degrees in being a doctor, so they're surgeons, they're doing very specific jobs that pay a lot more money, but they're still getting paid less than their male counterparts. It's incredible. And we've talked about this story before about how there's a pay gap in general when it comes to men and women. But when it comes to doctors, that pay gap is larger.
Yeah, so let me clarify a couple of things here. First of all, in the past, women, about 50% of doctors that were females would go into primary care, which pays a little less. Now that number has dropped to 30%, which is about the same as male doctors. And so the researchers were surprised to find out that when you took out the question of specialty, that the women were still getting paid $17,000 less. Now there is a caveat. I know Anna was saying they were working more hours, etc. They're working more hours than they were in the past. But some women do make, do get on a quote-unquote more regular schedule. Some have the mommy track, etc. That does affect their pay to some degree. So that is a real factor. Having said that, it's not a $17,000 factor.
Absolutely,
okay?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the researchers are like, okay, look, we did the study. We found out how much women are getting paid as opposed to men. And we're not trying to give you guys reasons for why it's happening. We're not trying to factor out gender discrimination, but we're not trying to give you guys reasons for why this is happening, right? BS. We know what the reason is. Gender discrimination obviously plays a role here. Of course, mothers, some of them would rather take a more regular work schedule, so they're going to take a cut in their pay. But Cenk, you're absolutely right. Such a huge difference is, there's no argument for it. That's crazy. Cenk, I heard that TYT has a sports show now. Tell me about it.
Of course! It's TYT Sports. So if you want to know what happened this weekend in football, boom, you go there. What's happening in the baseball playoffs? Boom, you go there. We've got the top commentary on all the sports at TYT Sports.
What about figure skating?
Not there at all, but maybe one day.